Okay, so as you all know, my page is on Facebook. It's called Love, Loyalty, Respect, and Poetry, and it's got a lot to do about God. But this documentation, I'm going to talk about love, loyalty, and respect. I'm just going to speak it out here 100%. I don't care who gets mad at me, but when you love somebody, you are supposed to show that person that you love them. There is not supposed to be any yelling, screaming, arguing, nothing. You're supposed to be there for that person. You're supposed to have their back through thick and thin. You're not supposed to be sitting there accusing one another of doing anything. Loyalty and respect has a lot to do with a relationship. You can't just always depend on your partner to always do everything all the time. It takes two to make a relationship work. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there are some shady dudes out there. Seriously, there are some shady dudes that want to sit there and get females pregnant and then sit there and disappear out of thin air, not want to have any responsibilities, know nothing, not take care of their kids. And as a female, that makes me mad because women should not be sitting there taking care of kids by themselves. If you're a man and you wanted to sit there and get the female pregnant, you can deal with your responsibilities, period. It's ridiculous. There is absolutely no sense to that. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some shady females out there too that be doing guys wrong. I ain't gonna lie about that. There are some pretty crappy females that be doing dudes wrong. But you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's always the females and the ones that are getting hurt. Now, granted, I'm not saying that males don't be getting hurt because y'all do. But 9 times out of 10, it's the females that get hurt because dudes always be sitting there thinking, oh, I don't have to show this female love. I don't have to show her respect. I don't have to show her any loyalty. Well, if you're not going to show her any of those 3 things, what makes you think that she's going to sit there and do that to you? Honestly, love, loyalty, and respect has a lot to do with a relationship. You can't just sit there and depend on your significant other doing it for you, but then you can't do it for them. That's being double standard and hypocritical, and that's not right. Seriously, it takes 2 to make a relationship work, not just one person. And if you're gonna always sit there and, accuse and lie and do this and do that, no, that's not right. That's bogus and bullcrap. Period. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. I've been through some crappy relationships, and I'm sure everybody else has too. But you know what? There comes a point in a time where you wake up, you learn how to get more mature, and you deal with your surroundings. Me personally, yeah, I have 3 kids of my own, okay? But do you think for 1 minute that I'm gonna sit there and allow somebody to tell me what to do, what not to do? No, not gonna happen. I've had my fair share of crappy relationships. I know what it's like, and I'm just saying, love, loyalty, and respect, the 3 main things in a relationship that keeps the things going and keeps it working. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, some relationships do have their, arguments and their moments and everything. Don't get me wrong, because they do. But if you can't love one another and respect one another and show loyalty to each other, then y'all don't need to be together. I'm sorry, but I'm just keeping it real. And the only person that you should be thanking to be on the face of this earth is God, because God is the one that created this earth for everybody to live on. Ain't nobody on the face of this earth did anything magnificent. It was all done because of God. And I think it's a crying petty shame that a lot of people don't even sit there and respect God. They don't even acknowledge what He has done. But I will tell you one thing right now, as a matter of fact, and as I speak. Okay, yeah, I'm not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect person. But I'll tell you one thing right now. It really makes me mad when people act like they're mightier than all thou, and they're not. Because they're not. I'm sorry. I've did my fair share of mistakes, and so has everybody else. And I'll tell you something right now. The one thing I hate more than anything in the world is to sit there and always be told, oh, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Oh, no, 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 no. If it's my fault, then you had something to do with it too, because love, loyalty, and respect is like the main thing in a relationship. Like, if you don't have all three of those, then you ain't got nothing, and that's the God's honest truth. And when it comes down to kids, like, if a dude wants to sit there and get a female pregnant and not deal with his responsibilities, then I don't know what to tell him. You shouldn't have gotten the female pregnant to begin with. Like, there's no excuse for that. You knew what you were getting into when you got yourself into it, so all I can say is deal with it. I don't know what else to say but deal with it, because that's how I feel. Like, I'm being honest. You know, there's nothing else to say about it. Like, honestly. And, you know, these kids and this generation these days, I don't know what is wrong with them, but there is something really wrong with these kids in this generation, because I have never seen kids act the way these generation of kids do, and that is sad. Like, literally sad. So give me your feedback, let me know what you think, and I will hit you up as soon as I get some feedback. Thank you. Bye. Hope you enjoyed my speech.